My beloved, come here. Come closer than your thoughts, closer than your worries, closer than the noise that has followed you all day. I see how tired you are, not just the kind of tired that sleep fixes, the kind that settles behind your eyes, the kind that makes your shoulders feel heavier than they should, the kind that whispers, I can't keep carrying this. You have been strong for a long time. You have shown up when you didn't feel like it. You have smiled when your heart felt thin. You have pushed through exhaustion because you thought you had to. But you were never meant to live in constant survival. I did not design you to run without rest. I did not breathe life into you so you could live depleted. Listen to me. You do not have to earn rest. You do not have to justify rest. You do not have to apologize for needing rest. When I said in Gospel of Matthew, come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest, I meant you. Not the future version of you. Not the stronger version. Not the more disciplined version. You, right now. I see the tension in your body. The way your jaw tightens without you noticing. The shallow breathing that comes from carrying too much responsibility. The way your mind keeps replaying conversations long after they end. Beloved, release it. You're not responsible for holding the entire world together. You are not the savior. I am. Lay down what is not yours to carry. Lay down the expectations. Lay down the deadlines that feel like threats. Lay down the pressure to prove yourself. Lay down the silent fear that if you stop moving, everything will fall apart. It will not fall apart. I sustain the universe without strain. I uphold galaxies without effort. I govern the tides and command the morning light. And I can handle your life. Rest is not weakness. Rest is trust. When you rest, you are saying, Jesus, you are God, and I am not. And that confession frees you. Let me speak to your body first. Body, I created you from dust and breathed my life into you. You are not a machine. You are not an endless engine. You are sacred ground. Every muscle that aches, I see it. Every headache born from stress, I know it. Every night you struggle to sleep, I was there. Even when you tossed and turned, I did not leave your side. I was the quiet presence in the room. I was the breath entering your lungs. I was the gentle rhythm of your heart continuing without your effort. Tonight, let your body unclench. Uncoil your fingers. Drop your shoulders. Slow your breathing. Inhale my peace. Exhale your striving. You do not have to solve tomorrow tonight. Tomorrow is already in my hands. Now let me speak to your emotions. Oh, how heavy your heart has been. There are things you haven't said. Grief you tucked away because there wasn't time to feel it. Disappointments you swallowed because you didn't want to seem ungrateful. I saw every single one. When you felt overlooked, I saw you. When you felt misunderstood, I understood. When you felt abandoned, I was closer than your own heartbeat. You're allowed to feel. You do not have to be the strong one all the time. You do not have to numb yourself to survive. Bring me the sadness. Bring me the anger. Bring me the confusion. I'm not intimidated by your emotions. Remember, I wept. In Gospel of John, when Lazarus died, I wept. Not because I lacked power, but because I felt the ache of love in a broken world. Your tears do not repel me. They draw me closer. Let yourself feel without fear. You're not too much. You have never been too much. And now, let me speak to your spirit. Your spirit has been thirsty. You have been pouring out, pouring out, pouring out, and wondering why you feel empty. Beloved, even wells need rain. You were never meant to live disconnected from me. Not because I demand attention, but because you need life. I am your source. Apart from me, you strain. With me, you flow. You have tried to fix your exhaustion by managing time better, by organizing your calendar, by pushing harder. But what you truly need is presence. Sit with me, not to perform, not to impress, not to say the perfect prayer. Just sit. Let silence become sacred instead of uncomfortable. In Book of Genesis, I rested on the seventh day, not because I was tired, but to show you the rhythm of life. Creation itself carries the pattern of rest. Day follows night. Winter follows harvest. Even the earth pauses. Why do you believe you are the exception? You are not made to outrun your humanity. You are made to walk with me. If you could see yourself the way I see you right now, you would not criticize your need for rest. You would not shame yourself for slowing down. You would see a beloved soul who has been trying so hard. And I am proud of you. Yes, proud. Not for your productivity, not for your perfection, but for your perseverance. Still, even perseverance needs replenishment. Let me cover you like a blanket. Let my peace settle into your nervous system. Let my love quiet the racing thoughts. You do not have to replay every mistake. I have already forgiven what you keep rehearsing. You do not have to predict every outcome. I am already in your future. You do not have to prove your worth. Your worth was sealed when I chose you. When you lied down tonight, imagine placing your head on my chest. Hear the steady rhythm of my heart. It is not anxious. It is not hurried. It is not afraid. Let your heartbeat sync with mine. If fear whispers in the dark, answer with truth. I am held. I am loved. I'm not alone. When exhaustion tells you that you are failing, remember, even I withdrew to lonely places to pray. Even I stepped away from crowds to restore my strength. If the Son of God rested, why do you believe you shouldn't? Your rest honors me. It declares that my grace is sufficient. It declares that the world does not depend solely on you. It declares that trust is stronger than striving. Beloved, I want to renew you, not just patch you up. I want to restore the sparkle in your eyes, the softness in your laugh, the steadiness in your spirit. But renewal begins with surrender. Surrender the timeline. Surrender the pressure. Surrender the illusion of control. You're safe with me. If you feel like you're unraveling, let me hold the threads. If you feel like you are fading, let me breathe into you again. Remember when I calmed the storm? In Gospel of Mark, I stood in a raging sea and said, "Peace, be still." I speak that over you now. Peace over your mind. Peace over your body. Peace over your home. Peace over your future. Be still. You do not have to chase peace. Let it find you. Rest does not mean giving up. It means being restored. It means allowing me to refill what has been emptied. It means trusting that you are loved even when you are not productive. Tonight, I break the lie that says you're only valuable when you are useful. You are valuable because you are mine. Full stop. Sleep without fear. Dream without anxiety. Wake without dread. And if tomorrow still feels heavy, come back to me again. Rest is not a one-time event. It is a rhythm, a returning, a leaning, a remembering. I will never grow tired of carrying what exhausts you. I will never resent your need for me. I will never shame you for slowing down. Come to me. Lay your head down. Let your breathing deepen. Let your muscles soften. Let your spirit unclench. You're not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not failing. You are loved, and I am here, always. Rest now, my beloved. I am watching over you. My beloved, you have been carrying more than you admit. You wake up already thinking about what must be done. You measure your days by what you complete. You fall asleep wondering what you forgot. And somewhere in all of that movement, you misplaced yourself. Come sit with me, not as a worker, not as a problem solver, not as the strong one everyone leans on, just as you. I see the fatigue you try to disguise. I see the way your body moves slower than your mind expects. I see the moments when your smile fades the second you're alone. You have been running on reserves, but you were never meant to live on fumes. While I walked the earth, I invited the weary to come close. In the Gospel of Matthew, I said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." That was not poetry. It was a promise. And I'm still making that promise to you. You think rest is something you schedule after everything else is finished. But rest is not a reward for completion. Rest is part of how you were designed. In the book of Genesis, when creation was complete, I rested on the seventh day. Not because I was exhausted, but because I was establishing a rhythm. Work and pause, giving and receiving, effort and restoration. You are part of that design. When you refuse rest, you're trying to live outside the pattern I created for you. And that always leads to depletion. Let me speak to your body first. Your body has been speaking to you for weeks, maybe months. The tension in your neck, the heaviness behind your eyes, the random aches that show up without explanation, the nights when sleep comes late and leaves early. Your body is not your enemy. It is asking for gentleness. You have pushed through tiredness because you thought you had to. You have ignored warning signs because others needed you. But I need you to understand something. You are not a machine. You are not an endless source of output. You are my creation. Your hand were formed with care. Your heart was set beating with intention. Your lungs rise and fall because I sustain them. Every breath you take is evidence of my closeness. So breathe now, slowly. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let the invisible armor fall to the floor. You do not have to brace yourself in my presence. I'm not here to demand more from you. I am here to restore you. Now let me speak to your emotions. There is an exhaustion that sleep cannot fix. It is the exhaustion of holding it together. You have been strong for people who did not realize how much strength it cost you. You have carried conversations in your head long after they ended. You have replayed mistakes and imagined better versions of yourself. You are tired of being almost enough. Beloved, hear me clearly. You have always been enough to me. Not because you performed well. Not because you avoided failure. Not because you managed everything flawlessly. You are enough because you are mine. There are disappointments you never processed. Losses you minimized. Dreams you quietly buried because they did not unfold the way you expected. I was there when each of those dreams slipped through your fingers. I saw the courage it took not to collapse. You were allowed to grieve what didn't happen. You were allowed to feel tired of pretending you're okay. When I stood outside Lazarus' tomb in the Gospel of John, I wept. I knew resurrection was coming, and still I wept. Feeling does not mean you lack faith. It means you are human. Bring me the unspoken sadness. Bring me the frustration you try to spiritualize away. Bring me the anger you think you shouldn't have. Nothing about your honesty pushes me away. If anything, it draws me closer. Now, let me speak to your spirit. Your spirit is thirsty. You have tried to quench that thirst with productivity, distraction, even service. But your spirit was made for communion. You were not created to simply survive days. You were created to walk with me. When you rush through prayer because you feel behind, I am not disappointed. When you forget to pause, I'm not offended. I am patient. I am steady. I am near. But your spirit comes alive when you remember. When you sit in stillness and allow my presence to settle around you. When you whisper my name not out of duty, but desire. When you admit, I can't do this alone. That admission is not weakness. It is alignment. You have believed that if you stop striving, everything will fall apart. Let me remind you, I hold galaxies in place. I command oceans without strain. I sustain the rhythm of stars without effort. Your life is not too heavy for me. In the Gospel of Mark, when a storm raged and my disciples panicked, I slept in the boat. Not because I didn't care, but because I was not afraid. Even the wind obeys me. Why are you trying to control what I already govern? Rest is an act of trust. When you rest, you declare that I am capable. When you sleep peacefully, you confess that I am watching. When you step back, you make room for me to step in. You are not falling behind. You are being invited to slow down. There is a difference. Beloved, you do not have to outrun burnout. You can turn toward me instead. Let me untangle the pressure. The pressure to succeed. The pressure to respond immediately. The pressure to always be improving. The pressure to never disappoint anyone. That weight was never assigned to you. Some of it was inherited. Some of it was self-imposed. Some of it came from voices that were loud, but not loving. My voice is different. My yoke is easy. My burden is light. That does not mean life is effortless. It means you are not meant to carry it alone. You are safe to stop. Safe to close the laptop. Safe to silence the notifications. Safe to say not today. Safe to let unanswered questions remain unanswered for now. I am not measuring you by output. I am watching your heart, and your heart is tired. So let me hold it. Let me remind you who you are beneath the deadlines and expectations. You are my beloved. You are not your job. You are not your mistakes. You are not your performance. You are not the sum of what you accomplish in a week. You are a soul I delight in. When you laugh, I rejoice. When you cry, I draw near. When you feel numb, I stay. There is no version of you that makes me withdraw. Even in your exhaustion, I am pleased with you. Not because you are impressive, but because you are mine. Imagine placing everything you're worried about into my hands. See them there. The financial concern, the relationship tension, the health question, the unfinished project, the fear about the future. Now watch as I hold them without strain. Nothing shakes me. Nothing surprises me. Nothing overwhelms me. You have been trying to calculate outcomes, but I'm already present in outcomes you have not yet reached. You cannot exhaust my wisdom. You cannot outrun my grace. You cannot fall outside my care. Tonight, I give you permission to sleep deeply. If your mind begins to wander into worst-case scenarios, return to this truth: I am held. If anxiety rises, breathe my name. If guilt whispers, remember my forgiveness. I already paid for what you keep replaying. In the Gospel of Luke, I withdrew to lonely places to pray. Even surrounded by need, I stepped away. If I stepped away to rest and commune with the Father, you are allowed to step away too. You do not have to be endlessly available to be faithful. Resting does not mean you are neglecting your calling. It means you are honoring your limits. And I designed those limits. You are not infinite. I am. Your body needs sleep. Your emotions need space. Your spirit needs stillness. These are not flaws. They are part of being human. Beloved, let this season not be defined by exhaustion. Let it be defined by renewal. Renewal of clarity. Renewal of joy. Renewal of strength. Strength does not always look like pushing harder. Sometimes it looks like pausing. Sometimes it looks like saying no. Sometimes it looks like sitting quietly and letting my love wash over you without trying to earn it. You are not behind in life. You are in process. And process includes rest. If you have been feeling distant from me because you are too tired to do it right, release that shame now. I am not grading your quiet time. I am longing for your presence. And I am already present with you. Even when you forget, even when you doubt, even when you feel spiritually dry. Dry seasons are not signs of abandonment. They are invitations to dig deeper wells. And I am the living water. Let me pour into you again. Let me remind you of joy that is not dependent on circumstances. Let me restore your laughter. Let me renew your imagination. Let me steady your breathing. You have been bracing for impact, but you can relax now. I am here, and I am not leaving. No mistake you make tomorrow will surprise me. No weakness you feel will disqualify you. No moment of tiredness will make me impatient. I am gentle with you, gentler than you are with yourself. Speak to yourself the way I speak to you, with compassion, with patience, with grace. You deserve rest because you are loved, and you are loved not in theory, but in reality. I chose you. I remain with you. I delight in you. So tonight, loosen your grip. Let the weight fall. Close your eyes without rehearsing tomorrow. Trust that while you sleep, I am working. Trust that while you rest, I am guarding. Trust that while you breathe, I am sustaining. Your life is not hanging by a thread. It is held in my hands, and my hands do not fail. Rest now, beloved. Let your body recover. Let your heart soften. Let your spirit breathe. You are safe. You are seen. You are cherished. And I am watching over you, not with judgment, but with love. Sleep in that love. Wake renewed. And remember, you never carry your life alone. I am with you, always. My beloved, you have been strong for longer than you realize. Strong in conversations that drained you. Strong in responsibilities that never seemed to end. Strong when your body begged for sleep, but your mind would not quiet down. You have mistaken endurance for health. You have worn exhaustion like a badge of honor. But I did not design you to live perpetually tired. I created you for rhythm. There's a holy rhythm woven into creation itself. Light and dark, seed time and harvest, breath in and breath out. In the book of Genesis, after creation unfolded in beauty and order, I rested. Not because I was depleted, but because I was modeling something sacred for you. Rest is not the absence of purpose. Rest is part of purpose. And you, my beloved, need rest. Not surface rest. Not distraction disguised as rest. Not collapse from burnout. But deep, restoring, soul-level rest. Come to me. I know you're used to carrying things quietly. You carry expectations, yours and everyone else's. You carry unfinished conversations. You carry what-ifs and if-onlys. You carry the fear of disappointing someone. Lay it down. You are not Atlas holding up the world. I am. You have been trying to manage outcomes that were never yours to control. You replay scenarios, searching for the perfect response. You plan 5 steps ahead to avoid potential failure. You prepare for rejection before it ever arrives. Beloved, this constant vigilance is exhausting you. You are safe with me. Safe to stop rehearsing. Safe to stop racing. Safe to stop proving. In the Gospel of Matthew, I said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." I did not say, "Come to me when you've fixed everything." I did not say, "Come to me when you are spiritually disciplined." I did not say, "Come to me once you're less tired." I said, "Come, just as you are." Let me speak to your body first. Your body has been whispering to you. The tightness in your shoulders, the fatigue that lingers even after sleep, the tension headaches, the restlessness at night. Your body is not betraying you. It is signaling that you have been carrying too much for too long. I formed you with care. In the Psalm, it is written that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That was not exaggeration. Every nerve, every muscle, every heartbeat was crafted intentionally. Your body deserves kindness. You push it past limits because you believe slowing down equals falling behind. But falling behind in whose race? The world may celebrate burnout as ambition. I do not. I delight in your well-being. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel your breath. You do not command it to continue, yet it does. I sustain it. Your heart beats without your effort. I sustain it. You sleep, and still the earth rotates. The oceans move, the stars hold their place. You are not holding the universe together. I am. So unclench. Relax your jaw. Lower your shoulders. Let your hands open. Now let me speak to your emotions. You have been holding feelings at arm's length. Disappointment you never processed. Grief you minimized because others had it worse. Loneliness you brushed off with humor. Anger you swallowed to keep peace. You think ignoring emotions makes you strong. But suppressed sorrow does not disappear. It settles. It weighs. It surfaces as exhaustion. When I stood outside Lazarus' tomb in the Gospel of John, I wept. I did not rush past the grief. I did not shame the tears. I entered into the sorrow. Your tears are not signs of weakness. They are signs of love. You have loved deeply. You have hoped bravely. You have invested your heart. Of course you're tired. Love costs something, but you are not alone in your loving. I carry what you cannot. Bring me your disappointments, the unanswered prayers, the doors that closed, the opportunities that slipped away, the relationships that changed. Nothing about your heartbreak surprises me. Nothing about your weariness repels me. I am near to the brokenhearted, not in theory, in reality. And now your spirit has been thirsty. You have tried to quench it with productivity, with distraction, with busyness in my name. But your spirit was made for communion, not constant output. When you rush through prayer because you are tired, I am not disappointed. When you forget to read scripture for a few days, I do not withdraw. My presence is not fragile. I remain, but your spirit comes alive in stillness, in quiet surrender, in simple awareness that I am here. In the Gospel of Mark, there was a storm so fierce that seasoned fishermen panicked. And I slept. I slept in the middle of chaos. Not because I was unaware, but because I was unafraid. Even wind obeys my voice. The storm in your life does not intimidate me. The uncertainty does not unsettle me. You are exhausting yourself trying to calm waves that only I can command. Let me say it now. Peace. Be still. Let those words echo into your nervous system. Peace over your racing thoughts. Peace over your family. Peace over your finances. Peace over your future. Be still. Stillness is not laziness. It is trust. When you rest, you declare that I am capable. When you stop striving, you acknowledge that grace is real. You are not meant to operate on constant adrenaline. You are not meant to live in perpetual urgency. There will always be more to do, but there will not always be this moment. So breathe in this moment. I am here. You're not behind. You are human, and humanity includes limits. I designed those limits. Even during my earthly ministry, I withdrew. In the Gospel of Luke, it is written that I often withdrew to lonely places to pray. Crowds waited. Needs were endless. But I stepped away. If I stepped away from constant demand, you are allowed to as well. You're not required to be endlessly available. You are not required to solve everyone's crisis. You're not required to say yes to every request. Rest is not selfish. It is obedience to design. Beloved, your value is not measured by how much you accomplish in a day. Your worth was sealed long before you achieved anything. You were chosen. You were loved. You were known, not because of output, but because of relationship. There's a lie whispering to you. If I slow down, I'll lose momentum. But what if slowing down restores clarity? What if pausing renews creativity? What if resting strengthens resilience? You're not a machine. You are a soul, and your soul needs space. Space to breathe, space to think, space to simply be. You have been afraid that if you stop, everything will fall apart. Let me hold that fear. I'm already in tomorrow. I'm already in next week. I'm already in the outcomes you're trying to calculate. You do not have to solve your entire future tonight. When anxiety rises at 2 a.m., remember this: you are held. When guilt replays your mistakes, remember, you are forgiven. When uncertainty looms, remember, I am faithful. You are not failing because you are tired. You are tired because you have been trying. And I see that effort. I honor it. But now I invite you to lay it down. Imagine placing your burdens into my hands. One by one. The financial stress, the relational tension, the health concern, the fear of inadequacy, the quiet comparison you never admit. See them resting in my hands. Do you notice? I'm not straining. Nothing trembles. Nothing slips. I can hold what exhausts you. Let me renew you. Not just enough to survive, but enough to flourish. Enough to laugh again. Enough to dream again. Enough to wake up without dread. Rest is not the end of productivity. It is the foundation of sustainable life. You're allowed to sleep deeply. Allowed to take a day off. Allowed to say, I need a break. Allowed to turn off your phone. Allowed to protect your peace. You do not have to justify your need for restoration. Even the land in ancient Israel was commanded to rest. In the book of Leviticus, the earth itself was given a Sabbath year. If soil was allowed to rest, how much more are you? Beloved, stop fighting your humanity. Embrace it. Your tiredness is not a moral failure. It is a signal, and I respond to it with compassion. Let my love settle into your bones. Let my presence quiet the inner critic. Let my grace replace the harsh expectations you place on yourself. You do not need to be extraordinary to be loved. You are loved as you are, right here, right now. As your eyes grow heavy tonight, do not rehearse tomorrow's tasks. Whisper my name. Let that be enough. I am with you in the silence. I am with you in the dark. I am with you in the spaces where no one else sees. You are not invisible to me. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are cherished. Sleep without fear. Rest without guilt. Wake without shame. And if tomorrow still feels heavy, return to me again. Rest is not a one-time decision. It is a rhythm of returning. Return to my presence. Return to my promises. Return to my peace. I will not grow tired of receiving you. I will not grow impatient with your process. I will not withdraw when you are weary. You are mine, and I am yours. So rest now. Let your body recover. Let your emotions soften. Let your spirit breathe. I am watching over you, not as a distant observer, but as a loving Savior. Always near, always faithful, always enough. Rest, my beloved. I have you. My beloved, I know the pace you have been keeping. I see how early your thoughts begin racing. I see how late they finally quiet down. I see the way you move through your day with strength on the outside and fatigue underneath. You have been functioning, but you have not been resting. And there is a difference. Functioning keeps you going. Rest restores you. I did not create you merely to keep going. I created you to live, to breathe deeply, to experience joy without guilt, to sleep without fear, to sit in stillness without feeling behind. You have been carrying invisible weight. The expectations, the responsibilities, the silent pressure to be dependable at all times. The fear that if you slow down, everything will unravel. Beloved, look at me. I am not unraveling. The world is not spinning because of your effort. The sun rose this morning without your help. Your heart kept beating without your supervision. The earth held its place in the heavens without your management. You are not holding creation together. I am. In the book of Colossians, it is written that in me all things hold together. That includes your life. You can release your grip. You have mistaken tension for responsibility. You think clenching your jaw is maturity. You think constant availability is love. You think exhaustion is faithfulness. But faithfulness is not frantic. Love is not self-erasure. Responsibility is not self-destruction. Let me speak to your body. Your body has been whispering. The ache in your back, the tightness in your chest, the heaviness behind your eyes, the restless nights where sleep comes in fragments. You have pushed through because you believe you must, but your body is not your servant. It is my temple. In the first epistle to the Corinthians, it is written that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. Temples are not meant to be overworked and neglected. They are meant to be honored. You are not designed to live in constant adrenaline. Your nervous system was not built for endless urgency. Even in my earthly life, I slept. In the Gospel of Mark, during a violent storm, I slept in the boat. The waves crashed. The wind roared. The disciples panicked. And I slept, not because I was careless, but because I was secure. The storm did not threaten my authority. Your storms do not threaten it either. So breathe. Feel the air fill your lungs. That breath is a gift. You do not manufacture it. I sustain it. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands loosen. Your body is safe in my care. Now, let me speak to your emotions. You are more tired emotionally than you admit. You have been strong for others. You have listened when you needed someone to listen to you. You have encouraged when you secretly needed encouragement. You have swallowed frustration to keep peace. You have minimized your hurt because someone else's pain seemed bigger. Beloved, your feelings matter to me. You do not have to rank your pain before bringing it to me. You do not have to justify your exhaustion. In the book of Psalms, David poured out fear, anger, joy, confusion, all of it. And I did not reject him. I received him. Bring me your disappointment, the unanswered prayer, the door that closed, the relationship that shifted, the version of life you imagined that did not unfold. I know the weight of hope deferred. I watched Jerusalem reject me. I felt the sting of betrayal. In the Gospel of Luke, it records how I wept over the city. I'm not distant from sorrow. I understand it. You're not weak because you feel deeply. You are human, and I love your humanity. Now, let me speak to your spirit. Your spirit has been hungry, not for more tasks, not for more noise, not for more distraction, but for me. You have tried to outrun the quiet because the quiet feels uncomfortable. In stillness, you notice your fatigue. In silence, you hear your doubts. But stillness is not your enemy. It is where I meet you. In the first book of Kings, Elijah expected me in wind, earthquake, and fire. But I came in a gentle whisper. You keep looking for me in dramatic solutions. I am here in gentle presence. I am not shouting at you. I am not demanding more. I am inviting you to sit, to be, to rest. You think rest must be earned, but rest is received. In the Gospel of Matthew, I said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." I did not attach conditions. I did not require performance. I give rest, freely. Beloved, you are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing your destiny because you need to slow down. Your calling does not depend on constant motion. Your purpose is not fragile. It will not evaporate if you take a nap. The pressure you feel, much of it is self-imposed. You believe you must maximize every hour. You believe you must always be progressing. But growth is not constant visible motion. Seeds grow underground in darkness and stillness. Roots deepen in hidden places. You are allowed to have hidden seasons. Seasons where restoration matters more than recognition. Seasons where healing matters more than hustle. You are afraid that if you stop striving, you will lose momentum. But what if striving is what is draining you? What if surrender is what restores you? Surrender does not mean quitting. It means trusting. Trusting that I am working when you're resting. Trusting that I am orchestrating what you cannot see. Trusting that my timing is not threatened by your pause. You've been gripping your future tightly. Loosen your hands. Your future is not safer in your control. It is safest in mine. In the book of Proverbs, it is written, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." Leaning on your own understanding is exhausting. You're trying to calculate every possibility, trying to anticipate every risk. trying to prevent every disappointment. Beloved, you are not designed to be omniscient. That role is mine. Let me carry what requires infinite wisdom. You carry what is yours for today. And today, what is yours is simple. Breathe. Rest. Trust. You're not disappointing me by being tired. You are not failing spiritually because you need sleep. Even I withdrew from crowds. Even I stepped away from constant demand. Even I chose solitude. If the Son of God embraced rest, you are allowed to as well. Rest is not laziness. It is alignment. Alignment with the rhythm of grace. Alignment with the truth that you are dependent. And dependence is not weakness. It is relationship. Beloved, you do not have to hold yourself together in my presence. If you feel like you are unraveling, unravel here. If you feel numb, be numb here. If you feel overwhelmed, admit it here. Nothing about your honesty scares me. You are safe. Safe to close your eyes. Safe to turn off the noise. Safe to leave messages unanswered until morning. Safe to not solve everything tonight. The night is for restoration. When you sleep, I remain awake. In the book of Psalms, it says that I neither slumber nor sleep. You can sleep because I do not. You can rest because I watch. You can release because I sustain. Let this truth sink deep. You are loved apart from your productivity. You are valued apart from your performance. You are cherished apart from your usefulness. You are mine, and that is enough. If anxiety whispers in the dark, answer it gently. My life is held. If guilt rises, remember, my Savior forgives. If fear tightens your chest, breathe. My God is near. I'm not distant. I am not distracted. I am not disappointed in your limits. I designed them. Your limits are not barriers to my work. They are invitations for my strength. My grace is sufficient for you. Not when you are strongest. When you are weakest, you do not need to impress me. You do not need to outperform others. You do not need to justify your exhaustion. You simply need to come. So come. Lay your head down tonight without rehearsing tomorrow's worries. Release the pressure to be perfect. Release the need to control outcomes. Release the fear of falling short. You are not walking alone. You are not striving alone. You are not healing alone. I am with you, closer than your breath, steadier than your thoughts, stronger than your fears. Rest now. Let your body recover. Let your emotions soften. Let your spirit breathe again. You are safe. You are seen. You are deeply, endlessly loved. And I am here, always here. Rest, my beloved. I have you.